Tamil Nadu is facing a policy tussle over right to education, where the 25% EWS reservation in the private educational institutions are cited to have a financial stress and delayed reimbursement. And this is the reason why RTE is in controversy in the state of Tamil Nadu, where the central government is delaying by justifying the fact that Tamil Nadu has not adopted the new education policies. And today we are going to uncover these aspects starting from the very beginning, from the very constitutional framework. So without any further delay, guys, let us understand what is RTE, what are the constitutional provisions, and what are the issues going on today. So guys, first of all, let us understand that the constitutional provision that first made this, that backed this right to education, was the Article 21A added by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002. And for the proper implementation of this particular act, this particular article, we provided the Right to Education Act in the year 2009. Now guys, there is a section known as 12(1)(c). 12(1)(c) is the particular section that talks about the reservation of individuals in the private educational institutions. Private schools must reserve 25% of their seats for children belonging to economically weaker section. Now, this is the provision mentioned under Article 12(1)(c) of the Right to Education Act that was passed in the year 2009. So, let us understand. This particular act, as well as our article, it ensures that every children between the age group 6 to 14 years, they are receiving free and compulsory education. Free and compulsory education. Of course, the government institutions are taking care of it, but when it comes to the private institutions, since they are not receiving the funds, they are taking it as a financial drain. They are taking this as a financial drain. What is the current conflict going on in this particular year of 2025? That the central government withheld 2,151 crore under the Samagra Shiksha scheme. Samagra Shiksha scheme was basically started to aid the right to education and the Article 21A. Now, many individuals justify, and even the central government has also given this statement, that the action was due to the Tamil Nadu's non-adoption of the certain new education policies that was passed in the year 2020. Certain provisions in the new education policies were not adopted by Tamil Nadu, such as 3-language formula and PM Shri model of schools. Now, this is the issue going on between the state government and the central government. However, as a result of this, the private schools have remained unpaid for a period of 2 years, and that is why they have decided to delay. They had not opened the portal for the RTE admissions for the year 2025-26. It was delayed, and that raised the concern among the guardians. So now, moving towards the next slide, guys, let us understand the timeline of events. The timeline of events. In this particular year, in the month of June 2025, the Madras High Court ordered that the center to release funds. Why? They cannot link the new education policies implementation with the RTE funds. In the August 2025, private schools filed contempt plea for pending reimbursements because that was posing a financial stress on them. However, what happened in the month of September 2025, the Supreme Court warned that the RTE exemption to the minority institutions are weakening the educational rights, the universal essence of the educational rights to all the children. Now, however, this can be justified in the sense that this provision for the minorities are exempted because they have a special provision under Article 30 subclause 1. So it is justified that because of that we are exempting the minority schools for having the 25% reservation in under EWS section, economically weaker section. In the month of October, Center finally released the 538 crore, and now Tamil Nadu resumes the admissions under RTE quotas for the private institutions. So guys, what happened next? Let us understand that these are the stakeholders and concerns. So right now, the concerns for the state government is that is the Tamil Nadu state government, is that arguing center's fund withholding is unconstitutional. That can be justified in the sense that they are not following the RTE. That is a constitutional, that is an act, basically a procedure established by law. And if they are withholding this particular fund, it is the statement of the Tamil Nadu's government that withholding the funds are unconstitutional. Central government, however, central governments wants uniform policy compliance via new education policy. New education policy. Now, the private schools seeks reimbursement for previous academic years. For approximately 2 years, the funds were withheld, and so far till now also we have not received the total amount which is required to be paid. Parents and NGOs have a common question to the authorities, be it the state government, central government, or even to the schools. They demand immediate reopening of the RTE portals for the admission. Otherwise, their child's academics are at stake. So, the stakeholders are not only the state government, central government, private schools, parents and NGOs, but it is also the students under this economically weaker section. Let us understand that what is the stand of the judiciary, the high courts or the Supreme Court. Madras High Court has already stated that the RT funding should not be linked with the new compliance or non-compliance of the new education policy. It instructed the center to promptly release the withheld funds. However, only a chunk of that fund was released. The court highlighted that the education is a fundamental constitutional and statutory right. How constitutional right? 21A, a fundamental right. How a statutory right? RTE, that was passed in the year 2009. And not merely a policy decision. Now moving towards the next slide, guys, we have the present status. What is the present status going on? The center has released a partial amount of 538 crores, but consequently the Tamil Nadu government reopened the RTI admissions from October 6 to 17. So approximately for 11 days it will remain open. Private schools have been directed not to charge any fees from the students admitted under RTE quota. Why? Because initially it was seen that when the private schools have not received the reimbursements, they had started pressurizing the parents of the students who were admitted under RTE quota. Admissions process are being monitored through a newly established online portal. Now, broader implications. What are the broader implications we have, guys? linking statutory rights to policy compliance threatens the federal structure balance, that is the central state balance. So what the central government can do, if the state government are not following their ideologies, their guidelines, they can threaten. How? They can threaten the states. How? By not releasing funds of any particular schemes, any particular provisions. Then comes, there is a risk that access to education for economically weaker section could be compromised. So in the tussle between the central and the state government, who is getting compromised? Of course, the students and the academics are getting compromised. This situation highlights the urgent necessity to revise the RTE Act to align with the new education policies. Often we have seen that the new education policies is often in debate due to the non-compliance of the three language formula in the South Indian states. So that is a matter of debate. So guys, right now the Tamil Nadu RTE funding dispute reveals what? Vulnerabilities in the coordination between the center and state. The central government have claimed that the funds released for the RTE was not appropriately used, and it was used by the private individuals, private educational institutions for their own favor. It emphasizes the essential role of judicial oversight, upholding constitutional educational rights and resolving the conflicts between different level of government. So of course the Supreme Court have intervened, and that is why we have seen the reopening of the RTE portal. Now guys, the main issue behind this is the hidden political agenda. The central government is using this particular aspect for basically forcing the Tamil Nadu government to comply with the new education policy and the three language formula. Of course, these political agendas are compromising the children, the guardians, the educational institutions at large. So guys, this was a brief idea about what is going on in Tamil Nadu today. So if you want more such hot topics, stay connected with Edufy.